All right, we are recording again. Okay,
All right.
so here's the thing that we haven't mentioned. You are getting paid for this channel, this AK Crazy account.
Yeah, so I got a deal through what? Oh, dude, this I can't remember the name of the company. I really can't. But it's some MCM, which is a multi-channel network or media, and they basically just manage small YouTube accounts. It's a total scam, by the way. Don't do it. Uh, so I fell sucker for one of these, and I was getting paid. And I thought it was super cool, but like, yeah. They took a lot of the money. They took a lot. Enough where I was like, I need a new channel. And it sucks because I got that channel up to like 500 subscribers, which for me was unheard of. Like, we're lucky. I don't even think we went to school in middle school with 500 people.
I don't know. It wasn't. Yeah, I think it was close to that, but I don't know if it was quite there.
And we're talking about like whole school here.
Yeah,
Like, it's,
and it's a big school too. Like it's a pretty big
y-
school.
yeah, we're small town. So 500 is like 10,000.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
and
And I had to.
that's the thing with MCNs too is a lot of another reason you should never sign on to them. I just wanted to throw this into there. Um, is a lot of back in the day that's like what you did to get monetized. So a lot of these bigger YouTubers initially had MCNs, whether it was Machinima, Defy, whoever, like Smosh was with Defy, and the problem with all these big companies is when they were no longer needed, they shut their companies down and they fired all of their employees, and that was it. Like these YouTubers got dropped from their networks and they had to learn how to survive on their own. So it's really kind of hit or miss because you have no idea if they're just gonna throw you for a loop like that. And
Yeah, I
obviously that didn't happen to you, but it's happened in the past with people.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got thrown for a different loop. They latched onto a small channel and just robbed me pretty much dry.
Yeah, especially since you were young and impressionable. That I'm sure they saw you as just fucking, dollar signs and shit.
Oh yeah, young and dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I actually, so I still have the videos from that channel privatized and stuff. That actually, what the hell? Okay, that was weird. So, yeah, I got those videos privatized. They make, I think that they're definitely embarrassing, but I don't regret them.
No, I mean you learned something from doing those videos.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I feel like well, I mean that was the start. So without that, there's no where I am today. Like that's
Right.
not a thing. It would look different right now. So, do you want me to continue with the progression from there?
Yeah.
All right. So from there, I take a break from YouTube because I'm like, oh, this isn't working. I can't do this. So freshman year goes by, sophomore year goes by, junior year goes by, and then senior year, we have a class called or like a final project at the high school we went to called capstone. And it's essentially like some presentation to better yourself for the community around you. And I chose mine on YouTube. I was like, I got to do this. Like I don't know why. It's just the first thing that came to me was let's do this. And I came up with a new channel, new name, all on the spot. I think like within 2 weeks into the semester, I was like, I was go. I was all go.
Yeah, cause like
So
you were talking to me and Justin and everybody about that in electrical, and I remember you threw the name out there, Easy A, and I was like, dude, that's gold.
yeah, no, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty fresh. So I make the channel and I made it a point to myself to not do the same mistakes that I did last time. So I wasn't gonna mess with any MCN or any quick, easy money thing. I was like, I'm gonna do this the right way and just sit down and grind it out. Like nothing's gonna stop me. I'm gonna be consistent, one a week, and just see where this goes. And every week I managed to outdo myself each time with like the next video. So it was like getting better and better and better. And it got to a point probably within like 3 months where there was no more outdoing myself. Like I had a pretty decent product when it came to posting, and I was getting, again, small town. I was getting like 100, like anywhere between 50 and like 150 views a vid, which is crazy. Like just for where we live and stuff, like that's kind of ridiculous to do that within a year, especially with like the way you grow on YouTube. It's like 5% growth each year or something ridiculous. Like it's small numbers. So it takes like 5 years to get a successful channel going, on average. And like me and you, we made the Warzone video. That was pretty fun. And I really just enjoyed it. And then COVID happened.
Yeah.
And that put a damper in it, but I finished the class, finished strong. I didn't hit my goals in the class, and that kind of affected me a little bit. Like honestly, it really did. I think I ended that channel with like 80 subscribers, and like I almost had the watch time to get monetized. I had crazy watch time. That was the like really good thing. I can't remember exactly because it resets each year, but it was high. Like people were watching, they just didn't want to subscribe. I should have been more like up in your face, like hit the button.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the one thing I should have done differently, and then post more. It should have been like one every other day, or like a schedule that was ridiculous. Like I should have lived it and breathed it a little bit more than what I did. I don't think a week's enough anymore, just with how saturated it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, so COVID happens. That really sucks. We had to get rid of. I had this very very nice land boat of a car. Had to get rid of that because it rusted out. Got the Lincoln, and then I couldn't really like find a job or anything that I wanted to do, and the videos weren't going anywhere. So I was like losing my mind. I was like crap, 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 crap. Like it's about to all crash. And then I paint this barn, and in like August of 2020. And throughout painting this barn, it was a project for the state. Not like I got in trouble or anything. It's like you know, you sign up, you get paid, little, you know, just basic job. Except for when you're done painting the barn, it's over. Like it's one barn and done.
Yeah.
So I paint this barn, and we're painting it by hand, and it takes forever by hand. Oh my gosh! And I'm sitting there all day just painting, like going crazy, and all I can think about is YouTube. Like I'm sitting there, I'm thinking about video ideas, I'm thinking about stuff. So I save up all my money, and I don't spend it until after the barn's done. And I buy a phone. I buy an LG G8, which is like a budget cheap phone with a halfway decent camera. Saved up all my little pennies and finally got one. And then I jumped on the TikTok bandwagon, and I just threw everything I had at the wall. Like I watched one video on how to get TikTok, like how to get views on TikTok, and it said like do reactions, do duets. They get more views than just you by yourself. So I was like, oh okay. And I post like one video, and it got like 100 views. And I'm losing my crap. I'm like, no way. I've been getting 10 views forever. Like, you know, and then for a new thing, just to like boom, boom, 100 views, I'm going crazy. So I'm like, I gotta do this again. So I'm posting 3 a day, and each of that day, within an hour, I got like 100 views. I wake up the next day, and they were all at like 5,000. And now I'm going crazy. And then my followers were already at like 147 in one night. And I was like, okay, this is gonna work. I know this is gonna work. I gotta go all in on this. This is crazy. And within 2 weeks, I hit 10,000 followers, and I already had a video that hit a mil. And when that video hit a million, oh man, I was watching it. I was like, I was refreshing my phone, just sitting there, just going crazy as like it goes from like 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 150K, 500K. And I'm like, no way. And the video gets to 900,000, and it starts to slow crawl. So now I'm like, please, please, just do it. Just do it. Just
Yeah.
hit the rim. And it's slow crawling. It's like 910,000. 915,000. I'm like, nah, no, we gotta go. We gotta make it. And it does. It makes it. And then literally from 2 weeks in that one video, I met all the requirements to get monetized. Like overnight. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
And then so I'm doing that now. and I've been like I've kind of been chasing that since, and I've been able to to everything that I liked about YouTube, I've been able to do on TikTok. Like for instance, the community's all there. I've met people from like going live on TikTok and comments and videos. Like I try to reply to every single comment in a video. Like I'll sit there for like a day and just reply to stuff. And some of these people really like go, "Oh shit, okay, this guy's not just trying to get clout. He actually enjoys that we watch and comment." And
Yeah,
that really works. You got to build a strong community,
for sure.
especially on an app that you don't know if it's going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of all she wrote. When it hit the first mill, I was not quitting. I hit like 30K at the end of 30 days, and then it's been kind of slow ever since 30K. Like it's been like, a little slow, but I'm not really complaining at all. Like I get paid based off views, and the same people that were there the first day are still here a year later. And they
Yeah.
still tune in, they still go, "How's it going?" It's not even like I have fans. It's like it's just friends. It's
Yeah.
literally like just friends. It's fans is like to me, a fan is like someone who watches a couple and likes, doesn't really comment, doesn't go to the live. Like, a friend is that next level. They interact a little bit more. They care. I care about them.
Yeah, and I mean, I remember, I mean, it's been a while, but I remember tuning into one of your lives, and you were just, every time somebody joined, you call them out by name, and you're like, obviously, there's a few people that you don't know, but you like for the majority of the people that were there, you were just like, oh, hey, like so and so, hey, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while, I haven't heard from you in a bit. How you doing? Whenever, like it's like you knew them.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's how you get a strong community. And I kind of want to throw it back a little bit because I skipped over some stuff. But you can't do this social media stuff without a good team. You just
Right.
can't. Like when I started the Easy A, I had you, Justin, I had my mom, my brother. Like I had a list of people that I was like, is this product good enough? Like, is this video good enough? And I still had fun doing it, even though I was like kind of doing it on a higher standard than my own. Because I let people just tear into me. I was like, if it's bad, tell me. Just tell me straight up if it's bad. And I mean, I've had some hate, but it's only made it better though. It's only
Yeah.
made it better.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have anything about that you want to know, like specifically, or
Um. Oh, it's not really a question, but I want to bring this up. You just
what's
mentioned
that?
asking for feedback. I remember at one point you had even gone as far to say that you were thinking about it. And like I'm kind of like joke, like having a jokey tone with this, but like I actually thought this was a really good idea. Um, is you talked about at one point making Google Forms with a bunch of questions for feedback that was like directly going to your email with the responses and everything, and like you had this idea of like, oh, I'm gonna like send everybody like this form that watches my videos, and they're gonna tell me what they liked, what they didn't, what they think I should do, like if they'd watch again, stuff like that. And I don't think you ever ended up doing it, but like I remember you talked about it at one point, and I was like, damn, that's a really good idea.
Oh yeah, so that was gonna be during the presentation or whatever. Like just get feedback from students for the capstone project directly, and then when it went online, that stuff just you know.
Yeah,
But it totally if I had to do that in person, yeah, it would have been a way better showcasing with stuff like that for sure.
yeah.
Because then it would be like that would be widely judged, and then obviously it would make me better.
Right, and that was the hard part for me about giving you feedback. Is like I was trying to find that line of like telling you like the things that I think you could have done better or that I didn't like as much without crossing the line of like being a dick. And like I knew I wasn't gonna cross that line, but I couldn't help myself to think that way. So I always held a little bit back from what I would have like said if I was just like throwing everything out there for you. And I felt like I kind of failed as a friend there and like as someone who you were looking to for help and advice because like I kind of felt like I could have given you more than what I always said. I felt like I always kind of like didn't say everything that I could have.
Oh man, that's sad. But it's all good because it's still like it still helped. A little bit that you did say did definitely help. When it comes to doing stuff like this, you gotta have thick skin. Like if you don't have thick skin, it's not for you.
Yeah,
And it's I'm not saying like you're either born with it or you're not. You can develop thick skin.
yeah,
And you can develop thin skin. It's like it's kind of all about how you take things and it changes based on like, what point you are in your life. Like recently I've been taking stuff way too close to heart and stuff's been getting me mad. Back then, you could have told me you wanted to like you could say you wanted to kill my family and I'll probably like laugh about it. Like, I mean, it's not like that. It's not like that. It's not that bad. Don't cancel me. I'm just saying this hypothetical, real thick skin back then. And then recently I've been kind of on edge and maybe a comment or two does get to me. And then I just like, I'll shower, wash my face, walk the dog, get some fresh air, come back and I'll be fine.
yeah,
And also it's good to have coping mechanisms like that too. Like, walking the dog or whatever you got to do, work out, something just to
yeah.
like level head and go back at it.
Yeah, like for me a big one is like, oh, all right, I just got something on my hand. For me a big one is listening to music,
Yeah.
and another one is like you had said, like working out. Although for me working out is a lot different from like yours, because mine's like going out on the trampoline for an hour and a half, throwing the dummy around until I like can't breathe because I'm just so exhausted, or going and like I don't know, just running around the yard or something, like just something to clear my head. And like a lot of the times I'll need something like that to kind of get through stuff, because there are every once in a while where I kind of get in my head and I can't get out of it. And like if you don't have a coping mechanism, people don't realize how helpful that can really be in general, but especially when you're doing something in the public eye.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I can definitely relate to that. No, you have to figure out you always got to be able to cope for sure. Um there I've had a couple problems like more recent than not that I just can't quite put my finger on like what it was. But the way I got over it was just doing embarrassing stuff. Like I just cranked it up a notch. I was like, "Oh, okay. If I'm going to get butthurt at this, let me just crank up the dial on
Yeah,
cringe and then go back, go back to where I was and then I'll be okay."
yeah,
Or like sometimes, I mean, this is kind of mean, but sometimes I'll look at other people and they're popping off doing their thing, and I think it's cringe. I'm like, no, 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 I can't do that. But I'll keep doing what I'm doing because people watch that. Like
yeah,
if somebody watches that and likes it, I'm fine. I'm doing just fine doing what I'm doing. And
yeah.
then it kind of sets me back and like, oh, okay. It's kind of mean though, but don't worry. I don't say anything to these people's faces, and I'm glad that their crap works and that they can post it. I mean, dude, you're
Yeah.
one tough SOB because I ain't doing that.
Right. I think that's like where a lot of people don't online don't realize how this works, because like a lot of people are like, oh, like this was garbage. It's like, well, okay, that's cool. You think it's garbage, but this was my highest viewed whatever. Like my review videos, I don't get paid for my review videos. I don't get paid anything except for the Mayono products, because we're partnered. But other than that company, I've never been paid for a video, but I'm going to review products as I get them because people want to know, and those videos get clicks. Like I looked up this microphone right here that I have that I just barely got, and there was one video on YouTube about it, and it was a great video, but it's like that guy's video is now going to pop off because this is a brand new just released mic, and it's a design that is sought after, and it is a price that is sought after. So that guy's going to make bank off of that one video that one person might hate, even a group of people might hate, and it's not going to make a difference in that guy's life.
Yeah. No, definitely. And honestly, if you don't have haters, you're not popping. You
Right.
gotta, you gotta have, you gotta have some hate, man. That's how you know you're
Yeah.
doing the right thing.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
people are going to hate you when you're successful. That doesn't matter what that is in life you're doing, whether it's YouTube, whether it's TikTok, wrestling, even just like your day to day job. You could have
yeah,
a position where you make more money to work less, like, stressful hours than other people. They will sit there and look at that and go, well, that's not fair. I have to do this. It's like, well, then just do what I'm doing if you don't like what you're doing. If you think I'm in a better spot, just come do this. Don't complain. But people will always complain.
Yeah, no, the people that don't complain are really good people, and you should definitely surround yourself with people like that. That's a
Yes.
good way to tell if you should be around that person. If someone's gonna, there's a difference between people that complain and people that change, like that
Yeah.
change their environment for the better.
Yeah.
You always want to surround yourself with positive people for whatever you're trying to do.
What was it that you said to me the other day when I was over at your place? I can't remember the phrase, but we were talking about it. About surrounding yourself with other people that will make you successful. I don't remember the exact phrase though.
Well, actually, I got it from somebody else,
Well,
but
yeah,
it's
obviously.
you're like what is it? You're like the five most people you hang out with, I think. Was that what I told you, or did I say something
It was
else?
something like that. It was
Okay, yeah.
along the
So
lines of that.
you're a product of the five most people you hang out with.
That's it. That was it right
Yeah.
there.
Okay. That's all right. Yeah, and it's totally true. If you hang out with like a bunch of bums, you will probably become a bum, and you should get that looked at by a trained professional. No. uh Yeah, just be cautious of the people you surround yourself with, because even like lifelong childhood friends can turn out to be like these types of people, and it
Yeah,
sucks. It does suck. There is instances where it just sucks. Like making that jump to hang out with these other people is hard, but it's worth it. It's so worth it.
yeah. I mean, I completely agree. Cause like thinking about some of the kids we grew up with, some people that I hung out with all throughout my life, I would still consider my friend. But it's like we don't talk, we don't hang out because I feel like they're not really there. Like they're kind of there because they know me, but they're not there to like actually have like any real interaction. It's just like basic conversation anytime that I see them and stuff like that. And it just and of course, like you said, with people who just kind of I mean, how many kids in high school do we know? We could probably list off 100 kids just right off the top of our head that were just on all the drugs and they were partying every night and no jobs or jobs that they spend all their money on as soon as they get it, and it's just like that's not the way to do it. And we were able to look past that and kind of be like, well, you guys are kind of throwing your life away, or you guys are making some bad choices. We're not going to follow you. We're just going to kind of figure out what works for us.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for some people that's what they want to do. It's really all about like the pursuit of happiness, and that's not what happiness looks like for me.
Right.
So I never bothered with like parties or dabbling into like different stuff. That wasn't me. I couldn't
Yeah.
do it. People thought I did though. People thought I was like huge pothead. Probably because I'm naturally goofy. My resting face is a smile. Like
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a golden retriever. Like I'm the golden retriever among humans.
That's a great analogy because that's just perfect.
Yeah, I'm just a golden retriever. That's it. That's my spirit animal.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, like right now, I'm just struggling with like consistency. I've been out of the loop so long because eventually you get to a ceiling or a place like you were telling me about my working out, or no, not about you working out, not me,
Yeah.
about you.
About me
Yeah,
doing it.
so
Yeah.
you got to a point where you just weren't seeing results. You were in that part where all you gotta do is like kind of tough it out, because it's like there's growth but not visual. It's
Right.
kind of like muscle memory growth and other things, and then the muscles get massive after that.
Right.
But you were in that phase and it just wasn't ending. You were like,
Yeah. When I was going like 6 or 7 months in a row, and there was no change. I was just like, I don't know if I'm really hurting to keep trying this hard for this.
yeah. And I'm at a point right now where the TikTok is kind of growing, like it was growing slow, like not as fast as other people. So this is I guess the moral of the story here is I'm gonna continue my story. I just gotta say this part. Don't compare yourself to other people. Because when it's not in your control, or it is a little bit. It's like 75% in your control. When it's that other 25%, it's not your fault. All right, it's not up to you. And I got way in my own head, like back in like September, and I have not been consistent since. And I don't know why. I looked back and dude, I wish I could kick myself square in the teeth. I really do. Like, there's just no way. It, so the month before September, I hit like 3 million views on 2 different videos in the same month, and a bunch of videos hit like 100K. And I don't know what the hell happened to me. I became somebody I'm not. So
Yeah.
it's kind of good that I was inconsistent and that it kind of crashed a little bit, and that I have to kind of rebuild the flame, because I was becoming somebody I'm not. I had expectations on videos. Never get those. Never get those in this business. You cannot get an expectation that a video will pop because your last 7 in a row did. That is not a good look, because it's like playing cards it's like a slot machine at casino, eventually you're not going to hit 777. Okay,
Right.
doesn't matter. It's a gamble,
Yeah.
even Beast comes out, and he was on a podcast and talked about it, and it's so true. Like, if the best of the best suffers from like inconsistency, don't be ashamed that you do.
Right.
And you shouldn't have such high expectations. Like, I was at the point where if my video did not hit 100 views within 60 minutes, I would delete it.
Yeah.
That is horrible. That I was such a greedy little son bitch. Like, I feel better that I'm not that bad now, because I was that bad. It was like, oh, this video didn't hit 100 views in an hour, and within 8 hours, it's not at 1,000. Gone.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't mean it's a bad video. Like, oh,
Well, and it's like with the Warzone videos and all the Easy A videos, it's like those. I feel like you were expecting more of a success with those than you had, especially with the Warzone video because that was fire. And I feel like the more that you waited and the less views you saw continue to come to the videos, you just were it got to you more and more, and you were like, "Fuck it, I'm deleting them."
uh, y- yeah, kind of. With the Easy A videos, it was like that. That pretty much sums up the TikTok delete videos, the ones I deleted from TikTok. But with YouTube, it was different. YouTube, I had all the videos, right? And I made one fatal mistake. So my TikTok started popping off, and I was like, I got to go back to YouTube. Cuz in the back of my head, the whole goal the whole time was not to become big on TikTok. That my goal changed to that later. My initial goal was get a decent size on TikTok, promote the YouTube, I'll be a YouTuber. Like, I will be a serious YouTuber within the next 6 months with this new TikTok tool. And then within those 6 months, I got totally distracted and real greedy with views, and just I couldn't make the jump back because I knew it'd be a view cut. And I was like, it felt like a restart, and it wasn't. It's like, it's progress. And sometimes progress feels like that, a step back, but it's not. And I know that now, and that's why I'm back on YouTube now with the shorts and me and you reacting to your first match, stuff like that. But yeah, I took those videos down just because I didn't mean to delete them. I meant to click private. I swear I meant to
Yeah.
click private. And I just took them down because that represented Easy A, and I was kind of done with that character. I was trying to be more myself with the Ezekiel Reacts. And I at 100K, my plan was to cut out Reacts and just have it Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, didn't you have one of your other alternative accounts? Wasn't it um you said at one point too you were gonna have like a daily vlog channel that you were gonna give a shot?
Yeah, so actually I did give that a shot.
Actually, yeah, cause that's where you posted up the mullet video when you first got your mullet.
Yeah, the mullet. Yeah. So, yeah, the daily vlogs. So, the barn paint, this stems back to the barn painting project. I got over a couple fears when I was there. I got over the fear of like a basic 9 to 5, because I was kind of afraid of it more than I was like not willing to do it. It was like, I'm just afraid. I was like, I don't want to live this boring basic ass life. I'm super scared of this. So I had to face that fear. I had to face the fear that I have of heights, because the barn was like 80 feet high at the tip, and we're painting the whole thing. And there was a crew, and it was me and one other person that was willing to go up that high. Nobody else was.
Hmm.
So, you know, and I'm afraid of heights. Like I'm telling the guy I'm next to because he's the in charge guy. I'm like, don't worry, I'm not afraid. Keep my legs are shaking. Fucking, I'm moving the whole basket. I'm not scared. Peeing myself. you know? And I'm like, I
They
spilled
didn't
my
call
water.
for
My
rain
bad.
today.
Yeah. So I'm sweating. I'm scared as hell. And after like a week of like going up that high, I got over it.
Yeah.
And I was like, the feeling of overcoming that fear was crazy. And then I had this other thing and this other big obstacle, which was my anxiety. It comes in waves for me. Sometimes I'm over it, sometimes I'm not. And back then there was no waves. It was always on. So there's been progress made. And during the barn painting project, I had press. Like there was media there, and me with my big ass mouth took full charge of press. Like when there was cameras on, I was there. Cameras, mic, I was like, shove them in my face, please.
Yeah.
So I took advantage of that, and that gave me just this much more confidence. A lot gave me a lot, and then I was doing the TikTok after that, and that really helped with the press. Oh, dude, the press when I was there, that's what reignited the spark again. Like after the YouTube failing and stuff, I was painting the barn, and then I was getting press, and just the media attention. I was like, this is my true calling. None of this other crap. This is it. So yeah, so the back to the daily vlog. Sorry, I'm not trying to get too lost. I'm a little golden
No,
retriever
no,
at
we
home.
we need to though because that's how we fill the time.
All right, yeah.
We're here to talk.
So I yeah, so I get back on TikTok, and then Betty reaches out to me with an idea. Betty's my girlfriend, by the way. So she reaches out to me with the idea of doing daily vlogs, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Like she wanted me to do it weekly, and I was like, "Nah, I got a better idea. Let's do it daily." And I'll get over my anxiety of holding a camera in public, cuz I was like, this is my last flaw, camera in public.
Yeah.
And so I did. I just whipped out the camera. Like we went and we did a lot with the daily vlogging. Like I vlogged the day we got rid of the Buick and got the Lincoln, and like went right up inside the car salesman's face with the camera, like right up in his face, like making jokes. I was like, like I was really opening up, and it was crazy because I used to never do that. And there was a couple other ones where I went into a store. There was this other one, I think in the next town over. I'm not gonna drop names just cause, but in the next town over, you can go tour houses. And dude, I had no money for a house at the time. My mom had no money for a house. We just pull up, we'll whip out the camera, and we just start touring the houses with the
Yeah,
camera, like no fucks given.
dude, you guys looked at like 3 or 4 houses in that freaking video. I was like, "There's a way they're buying a house. Like they're just
Nope.
looking, right?"
Dude, nah, like we didn't even look like we could buy a house. I think I had a t-shirt on from Walmart, some scuffed up jeans and like some bum ass shoes. My mom wasn't much better. And we just walked in there with a camera, and the people respected us. They're like, "Oh, they're legit."
Yeah.
Never questioned anything. And I mean, we're fucking around in the house like on these prop houses, like jumping stuff, like feeling around. Other people are like have scheduled tours. They open up the door, we're in the house already. Like it was so good.
Oh, and that's the funny thing too is like in this day and age, everybody kind of has their knowledge of what the media is. So like everybody kind of knows that everyone's got some sort of thing. So I'm sure they weren't even surprised that you're sitting there with a camera. But I'm kind of surprised honestly that you didn't go more balls to the wall with those videos and like do some stupid shit in those houses that were kind of questionable just for the views.
Oh, I should have. I didn't even think about stuff like it wasn't even a thought process. I thought just going in the houses with like probably I think I didn't even have my wallet on me. So just walking in these houses with like nothing but a camera, that was enough. That was enough for me. I was like, this is dumb enough. I didn't even think, dude, if I thought about other stuff, it would have been over. we would have been kicked out of the prop houses. Like,
Probably.
oh, dude, that's so funny. No, that would be good. That would be good stuff.
Well, who
But
knows? We not to throw out a little spoiler because I'm not sure when this is or isn't coming out. The video might be out before this. I don't know. Hopefully, it doesn't take too long to edit. But we're in a couple of weeks. We're doing the going to a place for a vlog, and we might be able to do some stupid shit there that we probably will be able to get away with because
oh
it's kind of an anything goes type of place. So I think we could
yeah.
definitely get some good shit from there.
Oh yeah, and if anybody does anything, I don't think it'll be like crazy at all. I think we'll be just fine.
Oh yeah.
But to keep the story moving here. So recently, like not recently, but over the course of my TikTok, I started to make money. Like I said, first 2 weeks I got monetized. Within a day I got approved, and then I started making money from that point on. And I mean, I was making like decent money. Like there wasn't a need to go look for a job anymore. Like I literally started it, I think November 6th. And by Christmas time, I bought my mom and my dad both brand new phones. Like, and it took me 2 weeks to get monetized. And then they pay out every other month. So literally by the skin, bro, like, I mean, I had enough money, but they paid me in time where I could just surprise everybody with new stuff. And I did. I went
Yeah.
all out. And I was like, okay, this is cool as hell. This is gonna work. But I had one hate that just got to me. Like not one hater, just it was one thing that people shared amongst each other that I just couldn't I couldn't let it not bother me. And I wish I was strong enough to not let it bother me. People did not take me seriously still. Local people that I have to be around all the time because they are Betty's. Wait, no, I can't. I can't. For a little bit, it was my own parents, and then it was my girlfriend's parents, and then it was like relatives and other people that kind of, they mean something to me a little bit. Like I care a little bit, and the truth is, I never should have cared. Doesn't matter how close somebody is to you, don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, do not give a fuck. And I did. I gave a fuck, and it ruined me. I mean, ruined me. That was the start of the decline. I mean, I was over everything. I had I mean, I'm still not afraid of heights. Like, that's gone. But like, my anxiety came back. My anxiety came back after I let this crap get into me and like live in my head. And I never should have done that because now I feel like I've made a huge step backwards and I have to get over my anxiety again. And this vlog will help a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
For sure.
and then we've got some other stuff planned. I'll kind of well, I mean, I'm not sure if you could be a part. I don't care. I don't care. I got some Corvette stuff coming up. I got a new Corvette. New to me, old vet.
Yeah, I
You
was
know
gonna
the deal.
say a new Corvette.
Yeah, new to me, vet. And then we've got like $3,000 worth of mods to install on it. So it's going to be fun. And stock, it's enough to kill you. So we're just being stupid. We're just being stupid.
Yeah.
But it's all for science. No, I'm joking. No, this car's been modded so many times. There's no way that something new I do to it is like revolutionary. But I mean, your reaction I think will be cool, like driving it before mods, after mods.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna try to milk this like Electric Shock milks G Fuel videos. Well, Shock, dude. I love you, buddy.
um. Well, do you think that my reaction is gonna be like more surprised than I was by the power of the Lincoln? Because like I hyped up my Civic. I was like, bro, my car's got some power to it, and it does. But then I get in the Lincoln, and I'm like, oh shit, this is like completely fucking different. Like,
Yeah,
do you think it's
yeah,
gonna be like that, where I'm just like kind of but like even more amped up, like I'm blown
yeah.
away
Oh yeah.
by it?
They're not comparable cars. Like they're just not comparable. Like
Okay.
the vet is faster in every aspect. Like more get up and go, more top end, more mid. Like the Lincoln has nothing. Like nothing on it. The 0 to 60 is half the time. The top end is add another 70 miles per hour to the Lincolns. The horsepower is close to double. It is, yeah. I mean, because your Civic has about half of what the Lincoln has, and the Vet has double what the Lincoln has. So it's yeah, you're gonna notice a huge difference.
Yeah, well, especially if I go from like, if
Oh
like you
yeah,
went from my car right to the Corvette, you'd be like, holy shit.
yeah. That's what I think my plan is. I'm not even gonna let you see the Lincoln until after the Vet.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think that yeah, I think we'll get a good reaction out of that for sure. That'll be fun.
yeah,
And I want to get like your reaction, my mom's reaction, like just go around and like throw people in the car and then drive because that's a good YouTube video, a compilation of reactions, and that's great TikToks, like multiple,
yeah,
like one TikTok per reaction, and just go through my whole friend group.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's oh, dude, when the exhaust gets put on, because we're getting a catback system, it's gonna be like it sounds good now, but it's gonna be 100% bald eagle.
Oh yeah. Are you gonna repaint it to look like the American flag?
Nah, I like the one that we have is actually like rare. It's really rare to have a triple black, and it's kind of like a show car because of that.
I thought it was blue.
No, no, oh no, that's a different one. That one, that's a different animal. That's better than the black one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, that one's beefier. But yeah, I wish it was I don't know, man. I like pop-up headlights. I don't man, pop-up headlights are sick as hell. I'm not gonna bash pop-up headlights. And it's a full drop top. The other one, it's target top, so only the middle piece comes out.
Oh yeah.
This one, the whole roof goes down. No back window, no BS. It's real. But yeah, so whoever's watching this and wants to become an influencer, please surround yourself with like-minded people. Find them, reach out to them. There are people in your area that want to do it. This is a very desired job, and don't feel weird or embarrassed because this is what you want to do. Like the person who wants to be an electrician or plumber isn't embarrassed about that. One of them is playing with wires all day, and the other one is handling feces. So, like
Yeah.
you're not, it's not bad.
Right. It's made out to be way harder than it is, and people take it way too seriously. Like, yeah, obviously there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. You have to have certain equipment depending on what you're gonna do for the videos. You obviously have to have like, you got to pay some money for it. You gotta get over like being camera shy. But like, it's just a skill that you learn just like any other job, especially if you work in customer service. You have to learn how to talk to people, and it's no different. Like it's like even if you're by yourself, you pretend you're talking to somebody else when you're just talking to the camera. And people act like it's way harder to do that than it actually is.
Yeah. And don't feel awkward about like doing this stuff in public because when it comes to any other job in public, they just do it. Like
Yeah.
if you wanted to run a lemonade stand, it's people are going to look at you the same way that if you run a lemonade stand is you walking around with a camera.
As long
No
as
one
you don't pull Logan Paul and film a dead body in Japan, then you're gonna be good.
he credits that best moment in his career cuz he
Yeah,
was becoming a D-bag.
yeah. And then he turned it around. I will say he did turn it around.
Yeah, no, he's
But
yeah,
at the
he's
time, I
probably
just realized I have a drink too. I was like, I'm thirsty. I have a drink on my floor that has been sitting there for like 2 hours. Oops, it's not gonna be cold anymore. But oh well.
Oh man, but yeah, for any like serious takeaways, you gotta definitely like-minded people for sure. Can't reiterate that enough. That is super important. And just the drive to not quit. Like, even if it sucks, post it. Just post it. Because with how oversaturated social media is becoming, all you have to do to get big is outlast everybody else. And you should look at it like that. All these other people, most other people are going to quit and fold, and it's just going to be you left.
Yeah.
And you will get big because there's, like you will get big. You will be part of that next wave. Always have an open mindset, never be stuck in your ways. and then never stop having fun. Like if you are doing this for money, you will have I feel like you won't last that long. Like you'll definitely get to the point where you will make money if that's all you care about. Because I can kind of speak a little bit from experience, but I have passion too. And when it got hard and the money like kind of slowed down, I was still here posting.
Yeah.
Because there was a time period where I did get like greedy and like with the views and the expectations, you know.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I was like, crap, I'm not making that much money anymore. What the frick? And that's what happens when you run your own business. Not every month's good, not every quarter's good, not every year's good.
Yeah.
But it's still a business. You still got to run it, you know?
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is like I feel like a lot of people jump into this sort of thing thinking, and we talked about this the other day. We definitely, I wish we recorded it because it was really good stuff, but not that
Yeah,
this
me
isn't,
too.
but we had talked about how like how almost everybody, or at least a lot of people, are in this for the money. Like their first goal is the money, their second goal is the passion. The passion should always be your first goal. Am I thinking about, "Oh, how can I make money from YouTube?" Yes. Am I thinking, "How can I make money from wrestling?" Yes. I'm thinking all of that. But like that's the thing, is the passions come first, because the want to do it in the first place never would have existed without the thought of how much I love to do it. And that's why a lot of people, I feel like, do YouTube, is they're like, "Oh, well, I could just do it from my phone. I could do it from like a basic computer, depending on what you're doing, of course." And it's like, well, it's easy. Just post constantly and, get big and make money. It's like, no, like, do it because you're having fun. If you're not having fun when you're making YouTube videos or whatever it is that you're doing in your life, you should stop, because it's just not worth the stress. It's not worth the effort. I mean, I can only speak for myself. I don't know where you stand on this, but like, for me personally, I've taken like 5 or 6 different breaks from YouTube. They're short breaks, they only last a month or so, but like, I've taken a bunch of breaks over the course of the last 2, 3 years from YouTube because I'm not having fun. And I come back and I change up what I'm doing. Then when that gets stale, I take a short break, reevaluate what I'm doing, come back and have fun every time until like it gets bad again. Because there's no point in trying to do this if you're not having fun. Because you're gonna hate every single video that you put out, and it's just it's awful. It's the worst feeling in the world when you're in that sort of mindset.
Yeah, totally agree, dude. I can relate to that 100%. It definitely does get points where it's stale and it's like, come on. Like especially with TikTok, like cuz I mean, trends usually start at the beginning of the month and last the whole day a month. And if you're not down with the trends, that month is a bust. Like that whole month, you can just like throw it down the toilet because you're not gonna have fun that whole month if you're not down with the trend. And
Yeah,
that's definitely happened a couple times where I'm like, son of a bitch. And then when I start to like, and don't don't blame yourself for stuff like that because it happens. It's just how it
yeah,
works. And yeah, people who get into this, definitely you should treat it like a like a job, right? Like give it the same respect as a job. Not you don't have to give it the same mindset as like a job where you feel like you're forced to do it. But you want to have that mindset of like, okay, I need this up at this time for this to happen, or like you gotta have like realistic plans and stuff like that. So like for me, I post before 10 a.m. uh around 12 to 3, and then around like 5 to 8, so I hit all time zones. Start
yeah.
with like the last time zone is like China and stuff, the middle one's for America, and then that Eastern Europe area I hit in the morning, and it works out super well.
Mhm.
And you should have like stuff like that where it's planned out. So you're like, okay, I'll hit this time zone, this time zone, this time zone. Or, like you can't just, I mean, you can just post randomly and have fun with it for sure. But I'm saying like if you wanted to take your stuff to the next level, you always got to be thinking smart like you would a job, you know?
Yeah,
Like if you go into a grocery store, you're not going to find bread next to the ice cream. That's just not how it works.
right.
And you have to have that same idea going into this if you want it to be a job.
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. Yeah, like 100 like yeah, it's happened to me a bunch. It's just I mean, I can't really name how many times I've taken a break because I mean, if I skip a day, I pretty much call that a break.
Yeah.
So, I've had a lot of days where I've skipped. I think my channel is like a year and a couple months old on TikTok, and I'm at like 81,000, and I don't even think there's I don't even think there's like 150 videos up. And 3 a day for 365 days should be like close to 1,000. And like
Yeah.
I was definitely consistent for like the first 3 months, and then it starts to become, like hype comes in, all that stuff comes in waves. Hype, relevance, views. It's not always on. It's not always on for any of these people.
Right.
Like like Bryce Hall right now, if you were to look at his analytics on just on YouTube alone, it's not that great. Like he was popping, like it was like millions and millions, and now he's down to like a couple 100,000. But you don't see him quitting just because it's tough.
Right.
You got to be able to get through the tough. You got to have that discipline to be like there is. You always got to look at the glass half full, because if you look at it half empty, you're gonna manifest half empty, and it will become empty.
Yeah.
Like you're manifesting it going down. You want to manifest and always look at stuff positive, even if you have to lie to yourself. Even if you got to lie to yourself, just that little bit of positivity makes a huge difference in the grand scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah, this because that's just how it works, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's hard.
Definitely
It's
a
hard not
crazy
to get
job.
lost in yourself. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, no, especially with COVID, dude. It has been rough. Like, what is it? That second wave in the second shot. I think we were well into 2021 when that happened.
Yeah.
And it sucked, man. Like me and you are fresh out of high school. We don't really get along with people. I think me and you are very similar. We
Yeah.
don't hang out with the party crowd. We didn't opt for like, well, I go to a college, but it's online with like 25-year-old men. I'm not 25. I don't fuck with you. Like you have
Yeah.
kids. Raise your kids. I don't want to hang with you. You know, like
Yeah.
it just sucked. I got real isolated, and that's when you get in your own head bad.
Oh yeah. For
You
sure.
definitely you always want to have a hobby, or like, I mean, I think you did really well with having another job. Like, even though I'm kind of like I'm anti that stuff because I've worked so hard and I'm still working hard to like to get that validation from other people that I can live with this. And like I'm ready to be homeless, and like as long as I can post to TikTok. Like
Yeah.
I'm so serious with that too. Like if I wasn't serious with this, I would go get a job part-time, and then it wouldn't be I wouldn't be sweating money at all. But I'm just so passionate and so into this that any other way of like income or any distraction from what I want to do just isn't worth it to me. I'm so all about this
Yeah. And
that I just
I've always known you too to be that type, which I think is why we're like we kind of identify with each other pretty well. Is like because we're kind of similar. I would consider myself this way too. When you have your mind set to something, you will do everything you can to make sure that it happens. Or at the least, that if you fail, you gave it your all, and then you only accept defeat when it's the literal last option. And like it's so funny because there's so many kids nowadays, especially even like kids our age, even some adults that I know, that they have that instant validation mindset, but to a point where if they aren't having praise at all times for something, they're miserable. And it's crazy. It's like you gotta have some drive for what you're doing because that's where you find the joy in whatever it is. Because there's always going to be a struggle, no matter what it is you're doing. Even like think
yeah,
about like raising a family. I'm sure there are
yeah,
times where my parents don't get along. I'm sure there are times where my parents don't get along with me and my siblings and are upset with us and whatever, and where we're upset with them. But it's like you have to want to do it. Like they wanted to start a family. They started a family young. Here we are 20 something years later, they've got 4 kids. They're like, we're all pretty well behaved for the most part. Like, we all try to be good people, and it's like they wanted to do it. They wanted to raise a family. They wanted to have a nice family. They used their drive for that, their want for that, and they made it happen. Same thing with like
Yeah.
YouTube. Like you have to want to do it. It can't. I know I reiterating what I've already said, but it's just
Yeah.
if you sit there wanting the world without the effort, you're never going to be happy, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah, 100%. To add to that, though, I think that there's sayings for a reason, like all these old sayings. And there's a saying about like driving in a car. It's about the journey, not the destination.
Right.
And I think that this applies to this 100%.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's just how it works. And yeah, if you don't like the journey of what you're doing, you do not like what you're doing. If you are like blinded just by the destination or what you think the destination is, you are in for a surprise. Like
Yeah.
the destination is never what it seems. Like nothing is ever what it seems to be, and that goes with the destination too. So you really want to be in the journey, you know? Like with a career like this, usually, I mean, there is no usually. This is a weird field that we're in, especially with like trying to become people on social media. I hate the term influencers. It's just
Yeah.
toxic.
It's
So
stupid. You're right.
toxic.
100%. I could not
But
agree more.
yeah, we want to be clowns on the internet, and in order for that to happen, you have to like the journey. Like PewDiePie's been at this for like over 10 years now, and he still isn't at a destination. I feel like a destination is like retirement.
Yeah.
He's not there yet. He is still on the journey.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to love the journey, because that's all this is. A destination is only a moment. The journey is the distance, you know?
Yeah.
And if you are like brainwashed by a moment, just next thing.
Yeah.
That's. And it can be taught too. I'm not saying like, because there's people that go around and they're on podcasts all the time and they go, yeah, with social media, you either have it or you don't. It's the it factor. That's bullshit.
A hundred
Uh,
percent.
yeah, that is bullshit. The it factor is not a thing. The it factor is being comfortable and making other people feel comfortable with your thing, or getting people behind you, and that's just what the it factor is.
Yeah.
Like if I made a video and I'm shaking hands with a cat, that's gonna be awkward as hell. No one's gonna get behind that.
Yeah. You know,
So
you know what the it factor, stripped down to it, the it factor, in my opinion, should be defined by everyone as the willingness to commit to what you're doing with enjoyment. Because everybody who has ever gone any lengths in YouTube, TikTok, wrestling, podcasting, anything, being an author, being a movie star, director,
yeah,
literally any field, they all committed to it and they did their best to enjoy it while it was happening. So,
yeah,
so the it factor is a stupid term that people use because they act like it's something that you're born with, and it's not. It's something that you learn to grow as you go on.
now there are some people that learn it young, and they have that advantage over you because they already know it. They
Yeah.
they express it, and it gets to the point, and this is why it's called the it factor so much, is because people just they get used to it, and then it becomes that undescribable thing, like kind of like what tells your body to blink and breathe. You don't
Right.
know. Like when you're not paying attention, it just happens.
Yeah.
And that's why they call it the it factor, because it's so learned and second nature that it happens.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. So yeah, the it factor is crap. That's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
But definitely, yeah, definitely crapshoot.
There's this. It's not really like this is. I'm gonna say two things. One of them's a quote. One of them's a paraphrase.
All right.
I'll start with the paraphrase. Mini Lad. I'm a huge fan of Mini Lad, Craig Thompson, whatever. I've been watching him since as long as I can remember. I've always been a huge fan of him, Van Osten, all those guys. So He had put up a video. It was 2019 at one point. I don't remember the exact date. Um, but he was like, the video was like, I asked my friends to send me in a question that I would answer, and there was like a lot of them that were like jokey responses, but there was one of them that the question was about, does he miss old YouTube? And one of the things he says throughout his response is, YouTube, you have to make sure you're good. Like, you have to not worry about other people. You have to do what's good for you, because if not, you're going to lose yourself. So that was the paraphrase. But now here's the quote. This is something he said a long time ago. He said this years ago, and ever since I first heard him say this, which he heard from someone else, it stuck with me.
Yeah.
And this quote I will always use. The quote is, "Find a job you love, and you'll never work a day in your life." And I could not see that as being any more true. And
Yeah.
it's so crazy how like eye-opening that one sentence can be. The more you think about it, and the more how it works for every single situation you apply it to.
Yeah. No, 100%. Like I said earlier, they're sayings for a reason. There
Yeah,
just is. They're here for a reason. It's because like we've been on this earth, like I don't know, if you're religious, 6,000 years max. And like with 6,000 years of generations of humans, you'd think that we'd learn a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. And
yeah,
that's why they're sayings. That's why they're here.
yeah.
It's from previous generations experience, so then you don't have to go through the dumb crap that they went through.
Right.
And I was
Exactly.
gonna say something, and you reminded me of it with that. I think you said the paraphrase first. It made me think of it. Yeah, never, ever, ever, not one time think that people are better than you on social media because they have more views, they're bigger, whatever. They're not better than you. Look at these people getting canceled for what they're getting canceled for. They're not better than you.
Yeah.
Like not at all. Like, I mean, dude, you're gonna look at me. You're gonna look at me and say that James Charles is better than you? In what way? Like in what
Yeah. Yes,
or
exactly.
like or Jeffree Star, he's better than you? How? Like these people are crazy.
Yeah.
They're not better than you. Logan Paul's better than you? How? How is he better than you? His dumbass went to Tokyo with a camera. Like
Yeah.
who's better than you? The forest is called the suicide forest. His ass.
Yeah.
you know?
Seriously. Like, yeah. You're
Come
not
on.
wrong.
He had a whole team. He had a whole team of people. Not one person could spot the flaw.
Yeah.
Like you're good.
Because
You're
at that
good.
point, he was well past the time where he had an entire PR team with backing him. Like,
Yeah.
dude, none of them saw the red flag in that.
Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. At a
Ro-
pro level.
yeah, actually, rookie mistake for someone who was on the platform for a decade.
Yeah, I know. Pro level guy, rookie mistake.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And yeah, I don't wanna sit on here and tell people like how to do your channel. Dude, if you want to go from reaction to gaming to whatever, do whatever you like.
Yeah.
Don't get niche specific. Definitely have a theme though. Have a theme so each video feels the same when when you change from thing to thing to thing. Like on TikTok, I went from reacting at first or duetting to stitches, which is like, their video plays than my part, which is kind of still a reaction, but like less so. It's more on me and less on them. And then it's gone to the point now where I don't even react to people. I do
Yeah.
my own thing and it gets views because people gravitate to real people, like real as shit. So if someone, and I caught myself doing this too, when you get into it for a while, like I said, 3 months in, I was real consistent, and then it got kind of flaky. It got flaky because I was losing myself. I was doing what this guy was doing because it got views,
Yeah.
and it's like that's not what I wanted to do. It's just what I saw works.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's good sometimes, maybe if you feel desperate, but like you gotta limit yourself. Like if you're gonna do that, like do it like once. Once, I mean, for TikTok's different. Like maybe once every 2 weeks on TikTok, but on YouTube, once a month. Like once a month, do something like that, and then stick to your own stuff, because that's what's gonna get followers. The other stuff just gets views, doesn't get followers. It's like content with no value is just like it's like looking at a billboard. You
Yeah.
just see it and then you keep going. You don't care.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's like, ooh, look at me, gone. You know?
Yeah, and that's why people come and go too. Is it's like nothing works forever. I mean, and like you think of like a YouTuber, for example, that I think of is like Epic Mealtime. They were great. They did a lot of cool stuff, but it's like they ran out of ideas. You know, like they stopped having crazy recipes to make, and
Yeah.
they kept trying to find them when there was none left to do, and they didn't change, and they died because of it. You know, the channel
Yeah.
fell
Don't be.
off.
Yeah.
You
Definitely. Don't
have
be
to
afraid to
change with
switch
the
up.
times.
Yeah. 100%. Like right now. Right now. Okay. I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret because this is not gonna be posted today. I got him. Oh no. But no, it's not gonna be posted today, right, Brody?
Oh
You're in
God, no,
charge. It
no,
sounds
no.
like I
I'm
became
moving
the
stuff
host.
in till I go to work.
All
Yeah,
right.
I got a
It
new
sounds like I
apartment. That's
became the
why.
host. All right. Yeah. Somehow I feel like I'm the host of the podcast halfway through. But yeah. Um, I'm right now working out. I've gotten into naturally, and I'm so blessed. So blessed that I am ahead of the curve of every trend. For some reason, I got my wavelength right. Because I started working out. Brody called me on like a month ago, seriously again. Like a
Yeah,
month ago. And now you cannot go on Snapchat without seeing some motherfucker posting something about working out. You can't go on Instagram without seeing some dude posting about something about
yep,
working out. I am ahead of the wave. So I'm switching up too. I'm starting to duet myself. I'm actually going to start this tonight. Where there's an old trend. I don't care that it's old because it's what I want to do. And it's the big and strong, and then they flex and take off the shirt, and it shows their body like for what it is. I'm gonna duet that every single day until I have the body that I am confident in.
yeah,
And I think that that is something to get behind, especially when you take into the fact that, like, I came into high school not being able to do a push up. I was the weakest. I was literally the weakest kid in high school. Like, I think that everyone besides me could do a push up. And I wasn't even that fat. I was medium, average American. Let's just say average American size. And I couldn't do a push up. That's horrible. I think I was like what, like 5'6". I was probably 5'6" at the time, 160 pounds. I couldn't do one push up to save my life, not one. Like when I pushed myself off the ground to get up, I had to put a knee there. I had to put a knee and then get up. That's
yeah,
horrible. And to go from that to be able to do 100 push-ups, and then now to having like big ass arms and starting to develop a big back, and my chest is getting like way better than what it was, and I've gyno and stuff, so my body's always been an insecurity. Like I was saying earlier, the goals that you have in life are on the other side of your fears. Those are the direct obstacles to your goals.
yeah,
That is what holds you back. Nothing else. If you wanted to point the finger to blame something, it is your fears. And the only way to get over them is by yourself.
yeah,
And it's tough, man. It's tough. That's deep. That's deep. It's true, but it's deep as hell.
yeah,
Uh, your fears. What is on the other side is success. And every way that you can imagine it is overcoming your fears. Like I have anxiety. Like I've always had anxiety. And yet I want to be in front of a camera, center of attention, which is fucking crazy. Like I'm a little afraid of that. But yet I push myself to do it. And that's where I find my joy in this, is pushing myself beyond my own limits. It's like when I've been working out, I up the weight because I want to push myself beyond my limits and surprise myself. And that's why I'm so down to do all these stupid things. Like that's why I've always been down to do dumb things, because it's pushing the envelope. It's
yeah,
going a little further. It's pushing the needle. It's the get in the Corvette because I can do 100 miles an hour over the speed limit. Like it's just it's pushing the envelope. That's all it is.
yeah,
And life only gets better and better and better once you start eliminating fears, because then you have less worries. You're taking stress out of everyday life by overcoming it. And that's the only true way to get it gone. Man, that shit was deep. That was too deep for me. That dude.
dude, that was
That was
great
too
though.
deep. That was too deep. Damn, damn, damn. You're gonna post this too. I'm glad I'm not the one in charge, because that was Brody, help me here. Hit the post button.
I'll probably cut around this bit here, dude. That was like we'll do. an outro within the next few minutes if you're cool with that, unless you have like a lot more to say, which is totally
No.
fine. But dude, that is so far. This has been exactly what I was fucking wanting. You are giving
Sick.
everybody a reason to connect with you, and I'm not. I like I said the other day. I'm not saying you haven't so far, but people when they watch this, they're gonna go, holy shit, this guy's not just another fucking influencer. This guy's a human being. This guy has feelings. This guy's gone through some shit. This guy's giving me some confidence. He's talking positively. Like, this is what people want to see. This is what they want to hear, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is great.
Thank you, dude. I was having a rough start too. We're good.
Yeah,
Come back.
dude. Like, once I got past the audio issues, like as soon as we got going, like for the time until we've gotten to this point, like when we've gone straight through, since that last like kind of restart, I guess, like it's been fire
Thank you,
all
dude. Thank
through.
you.
Like this is awesome. I'm not
I
like
love-
I'm not shitting on Tyler because Tyler did fucking awesome too. But dude,
yeah.
I feel like we got like a little more personal with this than Tyler and I did.
Well, I think it's the relationship difference. Tyler is a mentor to you, so there's that like awe, respect,
Yeah,
and then with me and you, we're buddy buddy, so it's a little more like relaxed, you know?
yeah.
Yeah. But definitely though, dude, you gotta milk this shit for a good title. You gotta go.
Oh yeah.
With upcoming TikTok star Ezekiel Reacts.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Well, dude, I know how to play a podcast title. Dude, podcast titles are the easiest titles to make. Actually, they're way
Let's
easier
go.
than YouTube titles. Because
Let's go.
it's all laid out for you. It's like, what are your three biggest topics you talk about? Who are you doing it with? It's simple as that. You do
Dude,
that, boom.
we did good, dude. Like how to be successful. Like, dude, I had some big
How to be
bullet points.
successful, body positivity, confidence in general, but also
Yeah,
online, growing a
yeah,
channel, growing a
dude.
TikTok, not getting lost in yourself. Like, dude, we covered some ground, and it's only a little over an hour that we've been recording.
Damn. All
I,
right, that's dope.
your camera just died.
Fuck.
I don't know if
Fuck.
it died or just shut off, but it's black screened right now.
Hang on, let's find out. It is pretty hot. It could have either died or overheated. It's usually only good for an hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
is there?
Fuck.
Will we be able to do an outro with video or?
I I don't know. I don't know. We might have to end it because the camera died, but I don't think it's a bad place to leave off.
No, I think we end it at a pretty good spot.
I think this is the final little ha 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 joke at the end, and we end it.
Yeah, we end it with you black screening. This is
Just like
like,
you walking out.
you know what? I walked out of your video the other day, so now this is fine. You're walking out of mine.
Walking out of your podcast. The first walkout. I'm done.
Good title, clickbait title. Zeke walks out on my podcast.
Ezekiel React walked out of podcast. Offensive question. Nah, man,
Yeah, I
that's
think that's a
funny.
good place to stop. But hey, thank you for coming on. I think this was a really good conversation. I'm talking to a black screen right now, but that's cool. But
Hey, yeah, sorry the camera died. It
yeah,
happens. It's usually only good for an hour.
that's fine. Yours isn't just constant power to through your computer like mine is because I'm just on a
Nah,
webcam. Yeah,
I have the charger too. I just don't do it like that. I should. I
yeah,
should level up my game.
that's fine. It works.
All right, but wait, real quick before we end. Remember, guys, you guys can support me at EzekielShop.com to keep the dream alive, and go check out my YouTube channel, TikTok, all at Ezekiel Reacts. I think there's an Instagram too. Yeah, feel free to add me on Snapchat at IanAir5 to keep up with in between day to day life stuff if you guys are down for that. And thanks for having me on, Brody.
All right, thanks for coming. This was awesome. I'm really glad we finally got to do this. We've been talking about it for like a year. I'm
All
glad we
right.
did it.
Well, hopefully, some crazy stuff happens soon, and I'll be back on with the I made it story instead of the up and coming.
Yeah, 100%. That would be awesome.
All right, man.
All right. All right, and from there, just stay quiet for just a second for me. I'm just gonna go back to my face cam only,
All righty.
and I'll readjust my camera so that it's at the right angle here. This part might end up getting cut out, but I'll just do like an official outro of like me just like ending things just in case.
All right.
Yeah, so that was that. Episode 2 of the podcast is officially in the books. Let me know who you guys want on next, and hopefully we can keep this thing going. I'm having a lot of fun so far. Tyler and I had a great conversation. Go check out episode 1 if you haven't yet. This was awesome. Stay tuned for more episodes because I'm not gonna let this one die. This is super fun. I love doing this, so we'll keep it going. So thank you guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Nice.